The Screen Actors Guild and American Federation of Television and Radio Artists may take our largest contingent of video game voice actors on strike. What does this say about the industry? Drop me a line down below, but first, my opinion. I'm Tarmack, and this is Feature Creep. You may have seen a few stories recently about a potential strike of voice actors in the video game space. Specifically on September 25th, the union put a call out to its membership to vote, which if successful would authorize a strike. They're renegotiating the interactive media agreement, which expired back in 2014, and those negotiations haven't been going very well, so it's understandable that a strike may happen. Unions are funny beasts. I remember chatting with some of the BioWare devs a decade ago about voice actors. Companies that are part of this arrangement have no choice but to use union members, which makes a certain amount of sense. As a minor addendum though, there's nothing specifically about voice actors going on strike. Rather, it's all performers within the union, which includes motion capture actors as well, for example. I suspect that Forbes and others were just concerned that their readers couldn't handle knowing it was more than just voice actors. Right now, they're arguing for a few things. Stunt pay for vocally stressing parts, as some voice roles are quite stressful on the speaker from the point of view of potential vocal damage. This damage is most often fleeting though, so maybe they should call it something like can't work for 3 days after VO session pay instead. They want a stunt coordinator on site for mocap, which makes sense. They want full transparency so that they know in advance what the project is about. Best of luck getting that one past the AAA marketing machine. Games being publicly known when voice actors are still being recruited seems unlikely. And the real crux of the negotiation is around the idea of performance bonuses. Actors in TV and movies get performance bonuses of some kind, whether outright royalties or just bonuses based on how well a show or film does at the box office. Makes you more careful in deciding which project to take, I expect. In video games, however, this is not a thing that happens. The minimum that a voice actor must be paid for a single 4-hour day off camera is a bit over $800. Now, that seems like a lot, but when you factor in the vast number of unemployed days in between projects, it makes a bit more sense. No residuals, no extra performance pay guaranteed, unless the voice actor is of such a stature that they can negotiate those terms themselves. Nolan North, for example, will have a much cushier contract than the union minimums. At the end of it all, they're just looking for what they believe is fair treatment, and like most union negotiations, they'll get some of it and give up others. But here's the thing, the game industry treats all of its people poorly, not just voice actors and mocap performers. When you've watched your friends work 12 to 14-hour days during crunch time that lasts 4 months or longer on a set salary with no overtime pay, you'll have a hard time feeling a lot of sympathy for the voice artist's 4-hour minimum rate. When you hear about someone staying so late that they didn't bother going home and just slept on the couch at work, it'll make you squeamish about giving the performance artist royalties or bonuses. I'm not saying that the voice artists don't deserve more, they undoubtedly do. Mocap performers also deserve real respect. The fact that Andy Serkis hasn't won an Oscar because they CG'd Golem over his very real voice and amazing physical acting is an utter travesty, but it showcases how mocap isn't respected in entertainment media either. The problem in the industry isn't that voice actors are being singled out. What this strike shows, however, is what happens when one group actually has a union to fight for better minimum rights. And frankly, on the grand scheme of things, they have much better rights than just about any other game developer out there right now. EA, Activision, Disney, and Warner Brothers were at the negotiation tables with the union. They will give up some concessions because that's how these negotiations always turn out. But you know who will be left in the dark? The QA tester who can never make it to their kids' hockey games. The programmer who's working Thanksgiving and won't make it to the family get-together because of crunch. The community manager whose marriage fell apart because he got called into work during a crisis on the weekend just one last time. And why is it like this? Because there are somewhere between 1.8 and 2 billion gamers worldwide, and far more of them want to work in the industry than there are jobs available. It's an employer's market, and until some kind of regulation changes, the big publishers are going to continue to treat their people like garbage. It is not okay. What game companies have you heard of that seem to treat their people really well? Let's chat about it. Feature Creep is a regular show every week, and today is my birthday, so if you're not subscribed, that would be an awesome birthday present. Happy birthday to me. That's all I have to say. Tarmack out.